live and talk about this on the spur so that I can't add too many technical details, too much astrology in the mix, rather just feel it. And that is what Pisces is here to do, to experience life, to experience the joy of existence, which is the joy that we gain from suffering simultaneously. And so when we look at the North Node in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, the ruler of both in all these Pisces, Venus in Pisces, and the ruler being in Gemini, okay? This is a time where truth is in the process of being revealed. The truth of information and how it has been hidden and disguised from our society, in all societies across borders, right? This is Jupiter across the borders, Gemini, the societies that we're going through. And the lack of integrity in our relationships. So check any of my Jupiter and Gemini videos and you'll hear about the deceit within relationships being ruled by the 7th and the 10th house. With big, large corporations, just withholding and hiding and being more discreet, even deceitful with how information is disseminated. Jupiter's going direct very, very soon. And once it do, all this information, when you see with things like, I'm not even ready to say certain names right now, but let's just say certain technological advancements, we see they are bringing more power to the people and they're doing so at a reduced rate. This is a lot of what Venus and Pisces is doing in this conjunction of our fated destinies, right? Because it's ruled by the 3rd and the 8th house. This 3rd house giving us the choice to decide how and where would we like to be courageous, and in what society, what cultural norms or abnormalities do we support with compassion, as well as this etheric sense of grace and bliss when it comes to intimately relating with our debt. So understand, this is a lot of our, because we're talking Pisces, our karmic debt. Understanding that my debt is your debt watching this on the other side. Your debt watching this on the other side is my sister's debt. My sister's debt is the cat's debt that crosses the road. The cat's debt is the tree's debt that it climbs up, right? And that goes on to the insects and all things with a living soul, living consciousness, anything that breathes, yeah? And so what we're gonna be going through around the same time of this conjunction, Jupiter, like I said, is going direct very, very soon. We have to understand this is a fated direction of us taking isolation a little bit more serious, a fated direction of us dissolving our identity, meaning our cultural background, meaning our language. So it's like, if I think of myself as an American who speaks English, that comes with all of its conditionings, stimulations, as well as subconscious programs. This is all Pisces, as well as tremendous fears. If I identify as a black man, I gain the fears of a black man. If, you know, my partner is Mexican and she identifies with what it's like to be a woman in Mexico, she gains and accepts and embraces all the fears of what it means to be a woman in Mexico with narcos and cartels, where reality is like she has not actually been a part of that, even as a Mexican woman. So it's like we're in the process of allowing our identity with this conjunction to reach a tremendous resolution. Now understand that Neptune is the kind of energy where 165 years it takes to go through any one sign. So 165 years it has been in Pisces and is leaving for the first time in 165 years this year in 2025, moving into Aries. Now Aries is this creator energy, right? It is the beginning of the beginning. So I like to believe that things begin in Pisces from the soul, from the spirit, okay? In the limbo space. But it comes into its first inspiration in Aries, which is where we start to see glimpses for the next 165 years of where we're going before things become solid 165 years later from now in Neptune and Taurus. So what I'm saying is right now we are the seeds. We are planting the new identity. We are planting a brand new conception of how we combine language, our personality, the risk that we take like infants who do not fear what happens next. An infant doesn't think if I press the red button something bad is going to happen. The infant gets programmed to believe that it's so. So what I'm saying is our program is actually karmically burning away across the globe. And all of the collective planets are also simultaneously shifting. When I say collective planets, what I mean is things like Uranus, Neptune, Jupiter's interpersonal, but Pluto just shifted into Aquarius, yes? And so all of these big body planets, we are currently alive simultaneously at the end of Kali Yuga. And so this is something that has been biblically and mythically spoken about, Kali Yuga. So I'm going to have a guest actually come and speak about that on another day soon. So here's my last final couple notes. Right now, what you're going to feel is this ethereal sense of being lost, not feeling like you're in the loop, not feeling like you're tremendously conscious about all the shifts and changes happening. And I'm going to tell you that with Venus conjunct the North Node in Pisces, this is the best place that you want to be. You want to be in a position of choice where you are intimately connecting with what you lost as a soul, right? And so it's like your soul has never been lost, but as a human, the way our consciousness tries to fathom the experience of a soul living in a human body, or a soul having a human experience, we feel lost as a soul in this human realm. And this is one of the things that Pisces goes through consistently. Now, instead, what's getting ready to shift and change is all these energies move into Aries, Neptune in Aries, okay? The following North Node will be in Aquarius. What we need to do is we need to let go of our mastery, let go of trying to be an expert in this or that. Why? Because the South Node is in Virgo, and the South Node is the one who works very hard in Virgo to become somebody in the world, to become somebody in society, not to become somebody at the top, but they're consistently working on their skills of mastery to get there. They're the driving and working force, allowing a certain mental aggression of not ever feeling safe and control enough. So they work harder, they move faster, they get a little more chaotic, trying to organize what is unable to be organized. So at the South Node there, we're trying to let go of being so organized on where we're going, how we're going there, and what we need to do as a part of the mission. And full circle, that's a lot of heebie to say. Allow yourself to be lost. Understand that not all those that are wandering are lost. So you're going to be wandering in your dream space. You're going to be wandering in the etheric realms. You're going to be wandering in the Akashic records. And you're going to be reconnecting seemingly in a magical as well as in unorthodox way versions and alternate realities of your own identity from various life forms, planetary aliases that you've had throughout an infinite timeline. We're talking Doctor Strange multiverse type energy of seeing a very chaotic, murderous version of yourself, as well as an angelic, magical form of yourself, and simultaneously something that is random from the two of those. And you're going to be connecting with these identities, but they won't make sense to the human consciousness. This is Venus being ruled by the third house, trying to make sense of the information of what is true, understanding that something magic about what I said is true, but it is also intangible. Now it becomes very complex. And so we're going to feel lost within this process. But what I want to say is being lost is not a bad place to be right now. Now, simultaneously, truth around technology, information, choice, and direction that we're taking, as well as the extreme suffering that has gone on in the world. Understand this is happening around 29 degrees of Pisces. And so we see the world going through tremendous suffering. This is a part of the game of the human experience. Why? Because Pisces is a soul level frequency, an entity that is indescribable, but fully comprehensive and complete simultaneously. And so what needs to happen with a sign like Pisces is this extreme suffering we're facing, it is the soul's necessity. Because as a soul, you don't really experience joy, nor do you cry. As a soul, you don't really experience suffering, nor the impact of violence, homicide, and other things like this. As a soul, you don't experience any emotion the way a human being does. And this is where, as a soul, being eons and light years and centuries and thousands of years old, we step out of humility or never even potentially knew what it meant to be humble as a soul, because you can rapidly snap your finger and make any reality come true as a soul, as a spirit. You don't need to go through any hardship, okay? Souls live in very harmonic frequencies, unless otherwise. And so my point of saying is, when you come and you step into the human experience, you can cry now. You can experience enthusiasm for your son in his soccer game. You can experience the pain of winning it all and losing it all seemingly overnight, losing your house, losing your job. These things bring you through tumultuous feelings. Watching, bombings happening in various parts of the world that maybe you can't connect with, but you sympathize with somebody as a human, even though you come from different cultural sects and dialects and etc. This is one of the major things that's happening over this tremendous time of beginnings and endings simultaneously, that was going to allow us on this North Node conjunction in Pisces to really step back into silence and humility of, okay, as a soul, I understand that although I am omnipotent and have endless and infinite possibilities of power and extreme intense forms of spiritual love, as a human, to love is complex, right? As a human, to become a millionaire and billionaire ethically is complex. And it's like trying to comprehend these things as the guide, being the soul, you can only happen through the human experience. And that's a lot of what's happening as we step into Neptune and Aries, where we're going to start all this sleeping that we've been doing for 1/3 of our life. We're going to wake up to no longer want to wake up. We don't want to be woke. And we are constantly now aware that we are dreaming, and we have been dreaming. This is the difference with Aries coming into the inspiration of conception outside of time and reality itself, as we once knew it. For the next 165 years will be rewritten brand new. So this is what I have for you right now. This message is going to get a lot more complex. The reality is, everything I'm saying right now doesn't even matter. It really doesn't even exist. It, quite frankly, I hope is incomprehensible to the human mind, and it's speaking directly to your soul so that it can, through those dream states, activate their understanding and conscious awareness, which is what Aries will do with Neptune and Aries. That sound is cutting in and out for me. That sucks. I hope it's not cutting in and out for everybody. But thank you for saying something. And it makes sense if it is cutting in and out, because this is kind of exactly what I was explaining at the end of my message. 1, 2, 3, 4. This message will not and should not, and I don't even believe can be comprehended for everyone watching at a level where the human can fully receive it. Rather, our dream state can, will, and has already, so that we can wake up to that dream. It's back now. Okay, cool, thanks. And so, this is a little bit of what I meant all together. So hopefully, my mission behind sharing this particular message is let go of any and all false sense of control and allow yourself to flow in the etheric realms of your soul's being. Allow the heart frequency to lead the way. Okay, I am making sense. That's awesome. That's good to hear. Thank you for being here. Hit the thumbs up and the likes button. I got a full moon video on Leo coming, where I think I'm going to go a little bit deeper on some of the things I'm saying now. And I also have some time for that to kind of comprehend of everything I just said to myself as well, and how to be able to transmit that message. But the full moon in Leo, I really do believe it's going to bring light, because Leo is in its exaltation in Neptune, and we're talking Neptune and Pisces right now. This dissolution of the identity. Aries is what we're coming into. These are Leo, Aries. These are fire signs bringing light to what can't and is not meant to be understood intellectually, but rather felt spiritually and emotionally, to a degree psychologically, where again, only in the dream states, only when those who can dream walk, who can lucidly shift their dream state, will actually maximize this type of conjunction. If you're stuck in any of the worldly day-to-day activities, Virgo, South Node, where we're letting go of the day-to-day worries and stress and anxiety, you will miss a tremendous time of this Venus conjunct North Node, this Neptune and Pisces conjunct North Node, all this etheric Pisces energies that brings things to a conclusion, to an end. You will miss the true fruitfulness and all the possibilities. So thank you for putting that pin on there. When you wake up, you start writing your dreams immediately. When you wake up, don't be so quick to share your dream with the person you thought it was about. Oh, I dreamt about my mom doing this. and she was in trouble. So I go to my mom and say, Mom, you were in trouble. It's like, no, take the time to journal and write it down and go, what does mother represent? Okay, the divine feminine within me. All right. So instead of me playing victim and thinking that I am helping my mom, let me actually do what I'm meant to do and help my own divine feminine to step into the light. And by doing that, I am starting to get the picture on the power of the North Node being in Pisces, conjunct is Venus. Being able to materialize the immaterial, how I see fit, and the way that I feel is true, and the way in which my obsession brings truth to the information that I share. And that's what Jupiter going direct in Gemini will reveal. All right, so hit the thumbs up and likes button. I thank you for being here. All right, subscribe if you're brand new. Do consider joining the one-on-one Shamanic mentorship with me. I'm going to be reopening this, I believe, in March. I'm going to open applications, and maybe by like April, I'm going to start taking a next batch of people. If that's something that resonates with you and you want to work on one in shamanism, this is the type of transit that I believe now is the time. So we'll tap in. We'll see you soon. Make sure you try to apply. I love you.